How many people do you think the IRS is really going to go after because of their limited resources? And how aggressively you think they're going to do that in the next couple of years?
I think their limited resources will determine everything, and unfortunately I don't have a crystal ball, I can't predict, but if Washington continues to go the way it's going, their budget's going to keep getting smaller. Second, the more activity internationally in this country from investment and trade, the busier they're going to be. As new laws pass, more documentation and compliance is required. I think they'll resort to we're the IRS, we're Godzilla, everything in our path we're going to kill. And they will make examples out of public figures, politicians, celebrities, personalities, sports figures, heiresses. Anybody that will get press for going to jail or for looking like a tax cheat. I think that is a great risk for high net worth people. They just set something up called the IRS Tax Audit Wealth Squad. Started in 2010. They're looking at someone's entire financial picture now. It's not just a Form 1040. You get a K-1 from any company that you have a controlling ownership interest in, a partnership, a trust, a limited liability company, other kinds of companies. That is all looked at and they're all subject to audit, which means they can put a microscope through your life, put you under a fine-tooth comb, and look at every transaction you've done in the last year. Now, speaking just for myself, I would not like that. I cannot imagine any other taxpayer would. You have to be very careful going forward because as the stakes get greater, as our federal deficit approaches $20 trillion, they're going to have to find the money from somewhere. And if, in order to get money, they're going to have to prosecute and put people in jail, they will. Now, at trial, they have a very high evidentiary standard. Their burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. It's very hard to get to. In a normal civil case, it's preponderance of the evidence. In civil tax fraud, it's clear and convincing evidence. Think of it as 51%, 67%, or 81%. Those are your ratios where they have to prove their case. So they'll have to prove 81% for beyond a reasonable doubt, hard to do. So what they like to do is bludgeon you into plea deals. Don't. Clean everything up and take this position. What are we fighting over? Taxes have all been paid, I paid the interest. My lawyer says I don't know the penalties because I had a good faith, mistaken belief. Read the Cheeks case. That is the approach. Be professional, be thorough, be serious, and don't expect them to invite you to Thanksgiving. They're not your friends.
Now, because of the Panama Papers, they have now a playbook, I guess, the IRS, of who to go after. If you're a business owner and you knowingly committed tax evasion, you're really saying to them, if there's an opportunity and you know you've done it, is to reach out to someone like yourself or address the issue now. Don't put your head in the sand and hope the problem will go away, correct?
Exactly right, with one change. None of my clients ever knowingly commit tax evasion.
Correct.
They made a mistake. They had a good faith mistaken belief. Do we all understand each other? Good.
And again, if they're contacted by the IRS, their first step is to contact
Never
someone.
contact the IRS and talk to them. You start off with a power of attorney at Form 2848. Don't use your nephew, don't use your brother-in-law, don't use your corporate lawyer as a favor. Get an expert. If you're going to go for brain surgery, and there's 10 surgeons in the country that can save your life, you'd pick one of them, wouldn't you? Well, if you wind up with an IRS criminal problem, and you got the wrong lawyer, you're going to wish you picked the right brain surgeon. Pay what it takes, take it seriously, make it a priority, and make sure that once it's resolved, you don't do it again. Because once you're under this kind of scrutiny, it has terrible impact on your health, your family, your friends, your business, your time. It is very unpleasant and it's very dangerous.